Okay, all right. Fabulous, thank you. Thank you, everybody. We think we've got everybody here. Well, we made it. Gosh, it's like a blink of an eye, isn't it? But when we started this, I don't know what happened. I think Brisbane spins faster than the rest of the world, therefore time goes faster. Or there's something like that that's happening. Look, I was approached by a number of people, and I've tried to get to the board as much as I can, so I apologise to those board members that this has sprung upon them. But we felt this conference provides an opportunity for us to present a statement. And now this is to the Australian government, but we could modify this for any other national government. So feel free to approach us if you feel it's appropriate. And if you have a look at this, we have the opportunity with the current Minister for the Environment to actually personally present this as a statement from this meeting. So it's an opportunity not to be missed, and a number of people really were keen that we come up with a statement. Now, it's a little bit UN speak, but it's broad enough and has enough hidden words in there that it does talk to funding without saying we need more funds, because ministers turn off with that. And it does speak to important things such as the social dimension, livelihoods, which of course is all about well-being. We've heard about farmers and mental health. We've heard a whole lot of stuff, and I think they are all things that we've tried to capture with the very small drafting committee that we had, who I think want to remain anonymous in case they get attacked. So it really speaks to Australia, but like I said, I think we would be very happy as a collective, and I'll get a show of hands after we've all read this, and if there's any burning comments that you feel this must have in or it's wrong, then let's have a very short debate and modify it. But it really says that we're suggesting that there needs to be a national restoration agenda. That is, restoration needs to be writ large within the federal government. I think it just sits as a bolt-on to a whole lot of stuff, and then we get all the rollout of programs. We've seen from a whole lot of wonderful presentations the investment in Australia of $7.8 billion and outcomes that are very hard to even track. So that's what we're after with the first bullet point. And I apologise, it's not showing on my screen in front, so I have to look up here. And that it speaks to livelihoods, Indigenous cultures, but importantly conservation of threatened species and ecosystems, because we're going to have to create new homes everywhere around the world for many species that no longer have a place to call home. So I think that's what we tried to capture there. And importantly, this links to SER's parent statement, which is about enhancing the connection of people to nature. That's either urban, rural, Indigenous cultures. Connection to nature is a healthy way to live because it's a two-way street. You get the feedback and become a more positive society. And that's been shown time and time again and is an emerging trend everywhere around the world. So can I have a show of hands if people generally, or are there any comments on the first bullet? Sorry?
Not the first bullet.
Okay, oh dear. Okay, I'll put marine in. Good point.
I like the whole thing, but we are an Australasia conference.
That's correct, but that's right. But what we want to do is to have this for each country that wishes to pick it up. So if each country can come to me, we will customise it, and then you try and get some country-wide consensus through your organisation, and then it can go off. But we're trying to get these broad statements. Everyone in agreement? Great. Second one. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Yeah. So alter the front-end statement to say all ecosystems in Australia are degraded, suffer a level of degradation and damage that needs attention, whether it's marine, riparian, terrestrial. Okay, I'm happy with that. Thank you. My trusty secretary, whoever they are, will keep those notes. John.
Somewhere through the statement can be nudged towards a permanent funding source rather than an agenda. I mean, it doesn't give a hint that what we mean is something that is permanent and ongoing rather than...
So maybe the third point, sorry, yeah. The future, and maybe we'll put and enduring national investments. Happy with that? I saved that one because I knew I'd get you all agreeing to get you off the scent. So Michael, since you're the secretary, can you just... Fabulous, thank you. Oh, sorry, yep. 1, 2. Well, we're taking that out now, and it's just going to be landscapes. Landscapes, seascapes, riverscapes. Okay, so that future national investments in landscape repair and conservation based on national are at a scale appropriate to deliver the outcomes. Yep. Good point. Excellent. Wow, this is amazing. We're actually getting... Hang on. All right, team.
I think we need to add ecosystems as well as in the last point, as well as landscape. So investment in ecosystem and landscape.
Absolutely. Okay, ecosystem and landscape repair. Good point. Excellent. A lot of nods in. I like this front row. They nod a lot. This is like Parliament, the front row. The cabinet people. Oh yeah. No one jumping across. That means I'm not long. That means I'm not long for this position. There's a coup coming. And Canada. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, yeah, that's what they said to the last Prime Minister. We have your complete confidence as they cut his throat. All right, so I think we've all... The last 2 points, comments up the back. This is developed by the federal government in consultation with a broad stakeholder engagement process, something of that sort. Yeah, okay, agreed. Because we don't want them racing off and coming up with this thing that is the business as usual model, because then that's just going to defeat it. Yep, absolutely, excellent point. And it's really great. Some of these points that are coming up are the things that have been in the keynotes and lots of discussions. It's interesting how we've got, I think, a very developed thinking now. We had one here and one up the back.
For the last bullet, what about something about ecosystem service reduction, landscape repair, ecosystem service reduction?
Yep. What do people think? We do cover that. This is the magic word, livelihoods. That's what we're trying to do. Livelihoods is... We're starting putting lots of words, and this thing was just stretching out, and I said, well, it's livelihoods. The reason this... Sorry? Yeah.
It's not just threatened ecosystems.
Yeah, the reason threatened is in there is the Minister is directly responsible for the administration of the threatened species sections of the EPBC, and she's searching for opportunities, and we want to say restoration is a great way to do that. So that's the only reason it's in there. It'll resonate.
We just need to see ecosystems earlier then.
Okay. Michael, you got that? Thank you. We had a hand up. Resolved. Yes.
We've talked a lot about monitoring at this conference, whether it's embedding with
Okay.
some sort of expectation for ongoing monitoring.
That's in the standard.
That's in the standards. That's the great thing in putting the standards in. It's all embalmed. So if they say this will abide by the standards, you get the whole box and dies comes with that. So thank you for that reminder.
And
we're trying to keep the number of words down because the minister's attention is about 10 to 15 seconds. So don't you ever quote that. Kingsley said, please.
Dear Minister, given that your attention span is... I was just wondering if this is a maybe, because I feel like we're at the ifs now. Is it worth maybe in the second one towards the establishment of a unified sector or a successful restoration?
Actually, I like that. Towards well, is that?
It's a maybe though. It's based
it's a
on
maybe.
what we heard this morning.
Yeah. I think what we're saying is there needs to be a dialogue, and the agenda could then flesh out that dialogue, should then give a more mature and permanent structure to the way that should operate. Yeah.
So does that lead to what Paul was saying about with this drive industry, with this investment we're asking for in the third document,
Yeah.
emissions drive industry?
That's it.
Industry that's
That is, the end point of a lot of this is we start to develop the restoration economy. That's a real business, has real people, real opportunity. We've got Indigenous seed farms, we've got people actively involved in the whole supply chain, and it operates on the Paul Gibson Roy American model. Yep.
With that in mind, could you perhaps change the last word in the second bullet point to methods to build and support the business of restoration?
Yep.
Yep, got that, Michael?
Yep. We all agree with that. Fabulous. Thank you.
In the best possible world, this will be successful and somebody will be interested in what's the next step. So has any thought been undertaken about perhaps building something in the back pocket to pull out to say, here's a range of examples that are successful around the country?
Yeah, I think if we find there is a political appetite to re-engage after they see this, then we're all ready to rapid fire. So we didn't want to. Virginia.
Can we actually get the words restoration economy into it somehow? So last thing could be something like, and develop Australia's restoration. Let's put that to the
I guess it's not defined, and they'd say, what's a restoration economy? What's a whole new way of doing business? Yeah, I know. But that's what we're trying to do here, is we're trying to imply this is good for everyone at every level, and then if the question's asked, how does this happen? Because you will develop effective and enduring business opportunities by having a country that's undergoing repair, and there's revitalised communities as a result of that. Nearly 5 o'clock. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. So a show of hands if you endorse this communique. All those in favour, aye. All those against? Oh, a unanimous decision, Michael, if you can record it, unanimous decision of the plenary. And for those people from other country jurisdictions, please come and see me and we can modify those accordingly. Thank you. Now, I only started tweeting 2 days ago, and I'm just so scared to press that particular button, and then... But that's one way I could say, develop a recipe. Trump. Jackie, you're spoiling our party. Just bring him up. Okay. Now, at this stage, let's move on to some of the other and exciting business of the event. So we've got 3 little sections coming up. But at this juncture, I want to invite Dr. Renee Young, the manager of the Centre for Mine Site Restoration, that's the ARC Centre, to come to the podium to announce the Poster Awards. Thank you, Renee. You all forgot about that, didn't you?
Fabulous. Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you to all of you who attended last night's poster and trades function. I think it was a great success. I hope that you all got around to have a chat to each of our poster presenters and find out a little bit more about their projects. I'd also like to extend my thanks to the judges for putting the time in to review the posters. The calibre of the posters was extremely high and good. And we had quite a detailed scoring system in place, and a number of our posters came out to be within 1 or 2 of each other. So it was, really great posters across the board. So congratulations to everybody who presented in that session. Oh, sorry, I was going to put that up. I forgot. So before we announce the winner, there are a couple of highly commended posters that we would like to recognise. The first poster is Rachel Omaday and Tom Atkins for their poster using a common sampling frame to organise monitoring of an urban restoration project. This project deals with a complex site of high public profile. It's a great example of the consulting field delivering science-based monitoring and outcomes. Congratulations, Rachel and Tom. Our second highly commended poster is Andre Thomas for the project Implementing Nationwide Tropical Peat Fire Monitoring in Indonesia. This poster illustrates issues of global concern in terms of carbon emissions and provides novel approaches to measure peatlands with relevance across the globe. Congratulations, Andre. And now for the winners. As I mentioned at the start, these posters were ranked very, very closely, and the judges, basically, we couldn't decide between 2 excellent posters. So in no particular order, I'd like to recognise these. The first one is Maxim's poster, Joining the Dots versus Growing the Blobs, Optimal Targeting of Ecological Restoration. Maxim's poster is an excellent example of effective science communication. It has great graphics and an engaging dialogue with the reader. It conveys a complex issue. The poster also offers the option, a number of options for the reader to find out more through the use of QR codes, a blog and scientific publication. Congratulations, Maxim, and if you would like to pop down to accept your award.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You've got
Thank
your
you.
choice. Okay, now our second winner is Isabel Barrett. With her poster, Resilience Isn't Always Healthy, Using Stresses to Overcome Negative Resistance and Resilience in Stream Restoration. Isabel's poster is visually very compelling and tackled a complex issue of what drives resistance in restoration. The novel findings could transform how stream restoration could occur in practice. Congratulations, Isabel, and if you would also like to pop down to receive your award.